All right, we should be good. We should be live. Let me get this chat overlay up. And let us see who we have in the chat right now. I see my boy Adam is here. Mike, Devil May Rage, good evening. Michael 1. I am enjoying the Pacific NW right now. I am. 1796 Patriot, what's going on, my brother? Urban Ape. Mike, Andrew, KL. Ben, how you doing tonight? G Immortal, Marco, Lizzie finally scored some ANC popcorn at Walmart today. Congrats. Good job, Lizzie. All right. We got 40 people live right now with us. All right. Let's see. It is late. Maggie, good evening, darling. How are you tonight? Good to see you in the chat. Mike says looks good, sounds good. Maggie, how you doing? Hammer, good evening. Thanks for coming back, man. Appreciate you. By the way, Maggie, thank you for all the support with helping make this documentary become a reality. Just want to make sure I give some much needed love to those people who have helped me through this. And of course, everyone's done that, right? James, how you doing tonight? Regular potato. 12:30 a.m. I know, man. I'm on Pacific time now, so I'm doing my just getting my head into a Pacific Coast time space. Took a few days. I'm not kidding. Regular Potato says, present. How you doing tonight, Regular Potato? Table Rock Guy, good evening. Carl J, what's up, my buddy? How you doing tonight? Kryptonian is in the house. Stinking Rocket says, what's up? All right. Good stuff. All right. We made a couple additions. Let me get... Thank you, Maggie. Thank you very much. Maggie has been a big part of keeping Massalorian afloat, and I am very thankful for everything she does. Mike says, where are you now? So Mike, I'm in an undisclosed location on the West Coast. I just don't want to give away my coordinates until I know what my next move is. But I'm in a safe place right now. I'm good. I'm working on a couple things, and I until I have the next step in this process completely nailed down and 100% guaranteed, I just don't want to bust my nut too quick. So I'm going to leave that a mystery for right now, but I am on the West Coast, as far west as you can possibly go. Not going to say what side of the border I'm on, whether it be south, north, or right in the middle. Jesse Matthews, how you doing tonight, my friend? We got the Kiwis in the house. The New Zealanders are here. Table Rock Guy, I said hey to. Carl J, 1796 Patriot I got. Pre-market 3.5 hours away. No sleep for me tonight. Yeah, man, I don't know. Can I rock that long with you guys? That would be a long live stream. But I am going to promise to try to rein it back in and get on to a more of East Coast time slate. I know a lot of my viewers are from the East Coast. Not that I don't love my West Coast viewers, but I know this is very late for a lot of you guys. So, unless you're waking up in England or Germany or Sweden right now and hearing me with your morning tea, I know it is very late for a lot of you. So I'm going to work on trying to do that and make sure we get some earlier live streams. And, getting back to making this trip across the country. Man, we got a lot of problems. It's like, I know the market is corrupt, and okay, I guess that's something that we're living with right now. But the fact that the rest of the country is like rotting from within is just extremely troubling. And I heard a lot of things from people, a lot of the same things from different people from all walks of life. Andrew says, are you hiding Judge Zorn there, Mass? No, I am not with Judge Z. My hiding Judge Zorn. Yeah, she's in my cigar box right here. Regular Potato says, you got some sun at least. I think, honestly, guys, I think what you're seeing is I turned up or turned down the saturation a little bit because the light behind me kind of shines off an orange hue and I want it to look more red. So I don't think I'm really as tan as you guys think I might be. I'm telling you. I'm not really that dark. Regular Potato says, Table Rock Guy says you should make some drone videos. Those are cool. Yeah, I tried to get as up close and personal on this trip, Table Rock Guy, as I possibly could. I mean, I got chased out of a few different places. For sure. They don't like you filming, but people need to see what the F's going on. Andrew says, we follow the stock market, no sleep till Crooklyn. People behaving badly says, what's good in the hood? How you doing tonight, my friend? Good evening. Maggie says, Mass, are you stopping in Maine? I don't know, Maggie. I don't think I'm going to make it back to that part anytime in the next, I don't know, at least a couple months. I'm going to finish this documentary, put it together, put it up, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm really working on the next part of this whole mission. I'm trying to get it and make sure everything, all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed before I talk about anything. So, Anthony Martin, good evening tonight. Andrew says, is there a pen in the box for her? Yeah, I got, that's mostly what's in here. It's mostly what's in here. Jesse says, what was your take on the Shill Kevin AMC video? Jesse, who are you talking about? Meet Kevin? Did a video about a grifter? Somebody in the chat update me. Lupe, how you doing tonight? What did do, Massalorian? Lupe, how you doing tonight? Lupe, another shout out, big shout out. Lupe, MC. Those guys have been got them. Big supporters of the Massalorian. I thank you guys. Oh, there's two. Hang on a second. This is not going to fly. No pun intended. This is not going to fly. Lupe, thank you very much. Lizzie, good evening. I see Lizzie in the chat now. Motherfucker. I feel like Mr. Miyagi, right when he was trying to catch Leash. Begin our luck. I did it. Fluky Tuber R says, I'm out of the loop. What is your trip all about? Thanks. So, Fluky Tuber, I went across the country. I went to 15 different cities. And basically, I was traveling around, talking with people on the ground, and I've been filming inner cities and basically the commercial / retail breakdown, the drug addiction, the homeless problem, the migrant problem. We have problems on top of problems on top of problems in this country. And I went across to try to document as much of it as I could, bring it back to edit down into a video and show America what I was just able to witness over the last 24 days since I left Boston. Yuka, good evening. Yuka's in the house tonight. What's up, Yuka Frita? I think I got Giamoto earlier. Master thoughts on, by the way, Evolve Radio says there is still hope. All is well. Yeah, man, you too, Adam. Hope you're doing well. After hours market dip. All right. So there's a couple things about that, right? First of all, has anyone seen the numbers coming back from the box office this weekend? And why are people saying, Backyard Boogie, what's going on? Why are people saying that there's AA is spreading FUD after announcing that we're going to have a record quarter? I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. And why is my chat not coming up on the overlay? And if it's not going to come up, I should just open the picture more, I guess, right? Yeah, fuck it, why not? They're not going to put the chat up. Flaky Tuber says, that's pretty awesome, thanks. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I just got to the West Coast. I went through all those cities. I'm working on putting together a lot of what I filmed and what I spoke with people all over the country from all different backgrounds. And I heard a lot of the same things when I asked about, what do people think needs to change in order to get this country back on its feet again. And a lot of people agreed on the same things that, we need term limits in Congress. I can go right down the list, but I heard the same things over and over and over again from many Americans from all different backgrounds. But they all had a very clear message. A lot of people are, I think probably I'd have to say 50% of my Uber drivers over the last 3 days had CDL licenses, and just there's not enough work to keep these people in their homes, and they're picking up extra hours driving around on Uber on the weekends. Dennis Arouse says the Build Back Better tour. I wish I could say that. People behaving badly says, if you all can't see what Meet Kevin exposed. All right. Let's push let's see what we can push here with the internet as far as capabilities. Meet Kevin just did an AA video. Let's see if I can find it. Let's discuss.
The verge of becoming the next big name in the psychedelic space.
What if I told you a company that a judge just argued wanted to A, either dump shares on their shareholders as much as possible to raise money, obviously so the company could survive and the board of directors and the executives could keep their posh jobs with rich stock payouts? And if that diluting of the stock didn't work, issuing new stock, if that didn't work, what if I told you they then rigged a shareholder vote, legit rigged it, to be able to dilute you in another way, going around what retail shareholders actually want? What if I told you that a company just did that, and it could potentially be the greatest scam since Aron? Probably be pissed, right? Let's get into what the judge said about AMC, and of course, the AMC preferred equity units. Keep in mind, I have been covering AMC and APE for over 2.5 years. In fact, 10 months ago, I made a video warning about what was about to come with APE. APE shares are going to be worth as much as that NFT is going to be worth. Zero. In 6 to 12 months, I expect ticker symbol APE will be worth $1 or less. That would be an 86% decline from today. And it'll be worthless and delisted soon after that.
The shorts will win.
What's the point of selling?
But the point of selling is the thing's gonna go down. I mean, there's no fundamental under APE.
That's why I sold my APE units at over $8 per share. Now, why did I do that? What did I see And what was reality? And boy, based on what the judge just said, I hate to say it, but reality was even worse than I anticipated. But first,
Wow, the drama. The drama. All right. Okay. So let's speak. Let's talk. Yuka says, Master, you drinking Skinny Girl California Rosé? Fuck no. I'm drinking it's actually a Syrah. Yeah, it's an Italian Syrah. I don't know, it was whatever, it was $20. I'm cheap. I don't know. What do you guys think about what me, Kevin, said? Andrew says, I don't think you can delist a preferred equity. Judge will deny the sentiment. AMC Ryan's in the house. What's up, Ryan? Says judge will deny. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, because AA was worried about Ape getting delisted when it was down at those low numbers, remember? Jesse, who? Meet Kevin? Yeah, I know. That's what he reminds me of, bro. 100%. That's what he reminds me of. Yeah. That's a great way to describe him. Billy 87, how you doing tonight, Billy? Dennis, I don't know. I would say that's great, man. James says it's a good video. Wait, what did Maggie do? Where'd you get your hands on, Maggie, at $9? I see you in there chatting about something. I can't see what you're talking about. James says Meet Kevin is 100% right. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's what he said. I'll hear him out.
stand AMC and a little bit of background about AMC. It's a movie theater. A lot of debt and their sales declined. More people are willing to stream at home and watch stuff at home because they got more money to buy some big TVs. And quite frankly, you didn't really have to go to movie theaters anymore. So movie theaters have kind of been pained. Not only have they been pained, but because they took on a lot of debt, a lot of their cash flow has gone straight negative. Let me give you a brief overlook of AMC. AMC in just the last 3 months.
So I guess my question would be, what is he really saying that we don't already know, that we haven't already talked about many times here on at least this channel, these live streams? We've mentioned this. We know exactly what's going on, right? I see Jerry saying that is called a psy-op. Someone said, don't let me, Kevin, near that wine. He'll cop another DUI. Look, I'm not making fun of anyone in their personal life, what they do when they decide to get behind the wheel. That's on each to his own. By the way, I see George77 in the chat tonight. George, how you doing? I just saw you in there, buddy. Yeah, I don't know that Meet Kevin is saying anything we didn't already know, that anyone who's been in here. Maggie says, oh, Palantir. Whoa. What happened to Palantir? Woo! Palantir's back up to $20 a share? Okay, I'll take that. Nice. I didn't even know that was the case. George says it's not drama, it's a fucking reality. We've been scammed by this miserable POSAA. All right, let's finish up with this. And then we'll talk about it.
Earned $237.3 million. That's burning nearly $80 million per month. But not only that, their balance sheet, which shows how much cash and bills they have, shows they've got about $500 million in cash, and they have some receivables, but they have $747 million of bills on their desk. Imagine if somebody came to you and said, hey, did you know you have $7,500 of bills on your desk, but only $5,000 in your bank account? Now, sure, you work a job and you got some money coming in, but you're actually losing $800 a month, and you still $1,500 in bills, and you got $5K in cash. That's a little bit of a problem. You might think to yourself, well, maybe I could borrow some money. Maybe, unless you already did a lot of borrowing. And that's exactly the problem with AMC. See, they pay about $1 million per day in interest. Not only do they pay about $1 million per day of interest, but they have corporate borrowings of $4.8 billion. In addition to that, even if they were to close down non-performing stores, they'd still have these leftover operating lease obligations of around $4.1 billion. In other words, this is a company that really needs to raise capital.
Is he going somewhere with this? Pantheon, I see you in the chat. What's up, baby? We're going to be talking real soon, Pantheon. How you doing tonight, Pantheon? It's purely manipulation, man. It's once he's sold, why he's this much concerned. I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to get pumped up about Palantir, but it is the second. It's, yeah, besides Ape or AMC, it's the biggest position I have, right? I have more Palantir than I have. I own more Palantir than I do of GME, even. James says he just puts it all together in one video. All right, let's finish it. Let's finish it. I do want you guys to be able to jump in and say some things in between. Pietro, good to see you, my friend. All right, let's finish this up. This doofus meat cabin. Here we go.
And that's exactly why AMC says, hey, look, we need to raise money to be able to survive. And he's not wrong. This company absolutely needs to raise money to survive. If they don't raise money, they might not survive. And he actually makes a good point by saying, look, we need to defeat the short sellers and take the bankruptcy risk off the table by being able to raise money, because raising fresh equity in the near term is critical to our company's success. We must be able to raise capital, otherwise we'll go bankrupt, just like Bed Bath & Beyond and Cineworld, or the Regal theater chain, second largest theater chain in the world. Well, now the AMC CEO and board want you to believe that they are much smarter. And of course, maybe they've been much smarter because, well, CEO Aron has been dumping stocks. In fact, he's sold about $40 million worth of stocks since November of 2021 and just January of 2022. In other words, he dumped a lot of shares in just a 2-month period. Now, he goes and says that he's a hodler and he was only selling shares through pre-planned 10b5-1 plans, which is really a fancy way of saying, that's my excuse for selling. It was a plan that did. Okay, whatever. But is any of this really sinister? No, this is just the backdrop. But what did the judge just say? So here's what happened at AMC. AMC tried to raise money in 2021, but shareholders were unsupportive. That's because if you raise...
Okay, now, to be fair... Hang on. To be fair, he's right here, right? Now, what he's going to say is going to be 100% true, and I can't knock it because he's speaking truth, right? We tried to raise money, or they tried to raise money. I say we, as in all of us AMC shareholders, right? We're talking about raising money, and we weren't going to allow it back in 2021, right? The word was no dilution, no, no, no. And I was right there with you guys, right? We were all saying the same thing. It was the same message that we all had. You cannot dilute. We need to, keep the float as small as possible in the hands of retail. All right. Just making sure we're all on the same page.
Money, usually the stock price down, but the company knows they need to raise money. So what they did instead is they lowered the number of board members who actually need to vote to decide certain changes or new proposals for, let's say, dilution at AMC. This is basically a way of saying, let's give more control to fewer people. And shortly after that first vote failed, they tried again to issue 25 million shares to raise money. But once again, shareholders said, no thanks. And AMC decided, fine, we won't try to raise money. So obviously, twice, shareholders rejected AMC's opportunity to raise money. So instead, AMC came up with the most beautiful, elaborate ruse I've ever seen in the stock market since the days of Enron. AMC announced they would issue APE, which is convenient because APE is what people say about AMC. Oh, I'm aping into this. I'm holding on to this because it's going to go to the moon. It's going to go to $1,000, whatever. But that actually stands for AMC Preferred Equity Unit. That's sort of the fancy legal name they came up for it. And it was basically a
people who trade the markets, about 90% of them consistently lose money. And it comes down to literally one thing.
Stock split. It was essentially a way AMC would say, hey, we're going to carve out some of AMC stock and give it to you as APE. We're going to make APE rigged. We're going to set up APE.
Okay. Everything he's saying, but I'm not hearing anything that we don't already know. Billy says, bullish. T, how you doing tonight? Punchy Nuts, Ed Backwater, good evening, good evening. Yeah, it's like T says, Kevin still sucks though. Yeah, he can speak truth and still be a dick. Those two things can still be true. I mean, he was one of the assholes that went on that crusade to sell APE because, like he just showed in his video. All right, let's finish the damn thing. Let's finish the damn video, or at least kind of get to what he's making here for the point.
In a way that's what ended up happening. APE shareholder agreement said that even if these shares are technically equivalent in economic power, we are going to say that in the event we can't dump this stock and raise enough money, we are going to change the way voting is done. So think about this for a moment. To catch you up to speed, you have one big giant pie, okay? This is the easiest way to picture it. You have a giant pie, and that pie is AMC stock.
We don't need to go through. You guys don't need to go through this. You know what he's about to say. Like we've been through this, guys. I don't think he. G Immortal says, "Mass, you are promoting him." Sorry, you're probably right, but I do want to hear. Listen, if somebody's trying to make a logical argument and they have something to bring to the table that I think is worth talking about, sure, well, let's bring it up. Let's talk about it. Let's open dirty laundry, air dirty laundry. Let's discuss any possibilities that can come at us, right? I'm open for that, but I don't think this is anything we don't already know. Especially for the subs of this channel, or I see T is in the chat now. If you've been subscribed to me and Tony's channel for a while, we've been talking about this for a year. I'm pretty sure. At least close to something along these lines. Maggie, thank you, darling. All right. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Jesse said, hey, shout out from Phil. Shout out from Chico, California. Welcome to... Hey, thank you, bro. Much love, Phil. Carl says he's regurgitating stuff we already know. Okay, all right. Let's just see what... I'm I'm going to skip along a little bit here. Let me get closer to the end of what he's going to say here. Let me see how he wraps this up, how he brings it all home.
Not going to evaluate any of that. What the judge here basically did is say, look, the settlement the way it is, not going to fly. By the way, here's a background on how this basically in scam played out. So here's all of the info for the world to see. I haven't seen anybody actually break down all of these details yet, but as you can see, it's pretty shady. So, what does this mean going forward? Well, here's what it means. Number one, there's probably still going to be some form of a...
What did I miss? What did he say was pretty shady? What did I miss? By the way, Lucy, how you doing, darling? Danny, what's up, man? Ryan, what's up? What did he say was shady?
For the settlement cannot be approved as presented. The court also says they're not going to address any theories on synthetic shares, Wall Street corruption, dark pool trading, insider trading, RICO violations, and a request for a share count. It is not going to evaluate any of that.
Why would the judge take any of that into account? That has nothing to do with what this case is about. Let me stop.
That. What the judge here basically did is say, look, the settlement the way it is, not going to fly. By the way, here's a background on how this basically entire scam played out. So here's all of the info for the world to see. I haven't seen anybody actually break down all of these details yet, but as you can see, it's pretty shady. So, what does this mean going forward? Well, here's what it means. Number one, there's probably still going to be some form of a settlement. So this idea that Ape cannot AMC, in my opinion, is highly flawed. There is likely to be some kind of revised settlement where a judge still authorizes some kind of conversion. So any kind of conversion, merging APE into Ape, is going to be bad for AMC stock.
That's enough. That's enough for me. Okay. As he says, oh my effing God. George says, why does the board of directors and the AA selling their shares at 30s and 40s and never bought anything this year and price under $4? Chopper, how you doing tonight? That's a good question, George. Who just said anyone else get a Pee Wee Herman vibe? All right, I'll let him finish, G Immortal. Hold on. I'll let him finish. I'm sorry.
AMC is already trending towards bankruptcy. So the best thing for AMC is to be able to raise money and hopefully be able to survive. But it's very, very difficult. Now, if you're holding APE, it might actually make sense to be optimistic about APE because there is a likelihood that APE, which is currently trading for 184, ends up merging into AMC stock, which is currently trading for $4.80. So there is a potential arbitrage here to buy APE and sell AMC. However, and this is the risky thing, if AMC, because of this trend towards bankruptcy and how long this whole settlement procedure could end up taking, if AMC drops to, let's say, $1, then you're still going to lose money if you're holding APE and you're trying to arbitrage into AMC. So, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. But let's just put it this way. The board thinks retail investors are stupid. And by thinking retail investors are stupid, they set up an elaborate way to dump shares on you despite you as retail investors saying, no, we don't want you to authorize more shares. They still did it with Ape shares, dumped those shares, and when that ruse failed, they went to the second one. When you don't vote, you automatically vote the way we want. And we're going to have our buddies who don't even have to hold the bag vote in the election on your behalf. That is the definition of Wall Street corruption, in my opinion.
Of course, didn't vote. I guess we'd say that, right? What in the fuck? All right. All right, I'm back. Raymond was the one who said, anyone else get a Pee Wee Herman vibe from Meet Kev? Ryan says he's right. AMC will dump. Helzy says, thanks, baby Buddha. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. I don't care what Zern says either, as long as we run. Jerry, how you doing tonight? Jerry, Mr. Murky, how you doing tonight? Let me say a couple of people I saw in here. Danny R. I think I got Jerry. Hilsey, I got you right. George, Chopper, Volvux Cranium. All right, just make sure I say hey to some people. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Check out, right? Danny. All right, Billy, everybody. All right, make sure I got what's here. 1796. I'm good, man. Jerry, I'm good, man. I'm all right. I'm just, I'm tired, man. Like everybody else. Hanging in there. I don't have any fucking porn open. Oh, man. You guys. All right. So that's me, Kevin's opinion. I think me and Tony have been talking about that for a while. On the lives, at least. I know I haven't made a video in a little bit. One will be coming very soon. I'm finally in a spot where I can do that. So just hang in there, guys. Mr. Murky says I'm good, Mass. Good, man. Glad everyone's here. Thank you for everyone who's in the chat tonight. We got 120 people in here right now. Live with us. Thank you. G Immortal says, you see how smooth brain he is? The Real Will says FTDs. What's up, The Real Will? How you doing, man? All in AMC. I'm gonna be here for a little bit, man. I'm settling my roots here for at least a little while, so I can really work on all the footage I have accumulated over the last 3 weeks. Start to put that into story form and add all the elements you need to start making the documentary. I got to do a lot of editing and all kinds of stuff, but I'm finally getting settled into like a Pacific Coast time, and my head's in the right space, I finally think. So I'm going to get started on that immediately. But I wanted to get up tonight and get a live stream going because I know there was a lot of news that came out. The media, everyone's talking about that. So, and I put in the title and the thumbnail tonight, I wanted to talk about what's going on at the box office this weekend. By the way, shout out if you own Palantir. As Maggie already exclaimed earlier, I didn't know they had a huge move in the last couple of days. So good for all of us that are holding on that stock. Here's the article. Let me see if I can share the screen here. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, that's what I don't want to do. There we go. All right, let's so this article here was from Monday talking about the box office over the weekend, and some people are saying like that Aron is creating FUD after having these numbers. So let's just talk about the numbers real quick. AMC Entertainment AM week ever due to recent success at the box office, but will it be the best for stock? I want to talk about the numbers right now. So the Barbie and Oppenheimer movies have been home runs at the box office. Together, they've surpassed 1 billion sales. CEO tweeted, wanting some good news for AMC. It doesn't get any better than this. In addition to last weekend being the highest grossing AMC weekend in 4 years, the week of July 21st to 27th was the highest grossing for AMC in our entire 103-year history. That's very encouraging. In the firm's press release, AMC said its best week ever. That is based on admissions revenue from July 21st through July 27th. It's a new AMC record for its theaters in the U.S. and a record for all its theaters globally. The record week was bolstered by 65 U.S. AMC locations, individually also recorded box office weeks of all time, including impressive 13 theater location in the Los Angeles market. Goes in further to speculate on this, Vice Chancellor Zern and the settlement, yada yada. But the numbers are very encouraging for as far as July goes for this. In the beginning of Q3, after we know we're going to have great numbers from Q2. Terribles Cucumber, I'll show you the fuck out. What's up? I got you. I'll shout out anybody out. If it helps to this channel, you're going to get a shout out. I can tell you that. Raymond says, welcome to Cali, bro, from Santa Cruz. Welcome. Raymond, good to be here, man. Oh, Billy, the Empire Builder was crazy train. I got to see a lot of this country, which was pretty awesome. Go by something like the Dakotas, where Custer and the Lakota Indians had their wars, and just seeing that part of the country, it really does give some context to the historical accounts that you heard, like Custer's Last Stand. When you see the Dakotas and the plains and those ravines and mounds and plateaus of the open plains out there, man, it's really wild. You can almost transport yourself back to those days, right? But yeah, Billy, the Empire Builder was an amazing ride. It was. It just it was rough getting out in some of those towns, though. Those little towns out in the Midwest that just, man, there just ain't a lot going on. But I guess that's okay, right? Some of these towns popped up because of the railroad, and the only reason they're there is because of the railroad, right? I saw the breakdown in the big cities, not the small cities. Well, you don't get too far. The Real Will says, good, brother. All right, good. You's in the house. Tony says, most financial advisors are going to tell execs you have too much exposure to one company with your bonuses. Diversify. Oh, talking about Adam Aron? Yeah. I mean, look, Kevin can sit there and complain all he wants, but Adam Aron told us last summer he was planning on selling his stock as he was getting into his upper 60s, and he was going to liquidate some of his position and diversify his portfolio. That was made very clear to everyone that's been holding this stock for as long as me and T have, at least. Right, T? Marco says, we were set up from the start, Ape Fam. Trust your gut. Smith, what's going on, man? I see Smith has shown up into the chat. He says, my grandma should be happy. Tupperware on fire. All right. So Hodler Hodlington says, living in Kansas, land of the free. I miss my hearing people from New England's accent. I think I come here to masses lives, mostly for that comfort. Man, hey, whatever brings you here, that is just, it warms my heart to have you. So thank you, Sir Hodler. I'm glad you're here, man. And thank you to all 121 of you guys who are here right now. And if you guys remember to hit the like button before you come in, that would be awesome. Or on your way out, if you are taking off, if you remember to hit the like, that would be great. I'm so sick of saying that. I don't think I say it that much. Like, I might say it once in a video when I upload it, or even a live stream. I don't even remember a lot of times to say it. So I don't even think it matters. With the way that YouTube probably looks at the live streams and what we talk about here and the subject matter, I don't think that the likes really have that much of an influence. Jana is in the house, says, Mass, yeah, you're in California. Welcome to Sonoma County. Hey, Jana, how you doing, Hanzo? Thank you. Good to see you in here. It's been a while, Jana. I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, man, I haven't seen Jana, a.k.a. Hanzo, for a while. I wonder where she is. And there you are. Good to see you, Jana. Jerry says, come on, Master, man is a liar. Which one? Who are we talking about? Raymond says, what? You're rocking a Hollister shirt? Are you in Hollister? No, I'm not in Hollister. No, I just had to find a quick shirt to throw on this afternoon. This was it. And I already had done the audio visual check in this shirt, so I was like, I might as well just keep it all the same. Maggie, have a good night. I see Maggie's leaving the chat. Maggie, thank you so much for all your support. As always, Maggie. God bless. Sleep tight, Maggie. Tony says June 2021. Shit, I probably already missed Maggie. She's probably already gone. Maggie says, Tony De Niro, good night. Palantir is running. T, when are we going to do the live about Palantir? Come on, now is the time, man. It's about to hit $20. We got to do Palantir. Quick. Billy says, nice mask. Not too many people get to see that part. Billy, I mean, I'm in my mid-40s, right? I never got to see that part of the country. This is my first time ever experiencing getting to see like the Dakotas or upstate Minnesota. And thank you guys so much for everyone who supported me to go out and do this filming and be able to do this journey. Like, I had such a short window when I had to leave my place, and you guys really pitched in at the opportune time when I had to leave. So I appreciate you guys bringing that all together for me. Red Star 7311, how you doing tonight, Red Star? Says, westward expansion, when these towns first popped up, they were a beacon on a long trail. Yes, Red Star. It is. It really is, right? It's you can tell like the stagecoach must have come across this way before they laid down the track there, and that your stagecoach would go a certain distance, and you'd come into another place that you'd be able to bed down for the night and get a drink and a girl, and right. It really was. Yeah, it's just these towns popped up all along the railroad. Yeah. Dennis says we all had to see 100%. Yeah. Yeah, Dennis, I didn't say when AA said, listen, guys, I want to let you know I'm going to be sound. I didn't say like, I better get on. And maybe I should have listened back then, right? Maybe that was my first mistake. Tony said, Maggie, congratulations on the Palantir run. Yeah, T, we got to definitely do a Palantir video soon. Red Star, I'm good, man. What's up, fam? Much love, brother. I hope you're well. Mike says, supermoon soon. Peace. Mike, good night, man. Jesse says, so many stocks ripping over their 200 EMA at the moment. AMC going to have a moon soon. Daily Candle Side looks good. I'm just wondering what... I gotta say, I'm wondering, like, where is this bull run going to end? It's almost too good to be true, right? 1796 Patriot. I don't have any hookers, booze, or coke. I got a little bit of vino, and that's it. And Hilsey and Diaz, much love, you guys. Much love. I hope you guys can hear me. Thank you. Mike says post Moaz. Hilsey, make sure you say hi to Diaz for me. You guys are still together right now? Is that true? How long have you guys been together? Honey Horse says PLTR average 751, SoFi average 5.55. Hilsey, can you hand the phone to Diaz for me? Can you pass the phone to Diaz? Almost a year, huh? Thank you, guys. God bless. Really. Love you. Jonna says, make sure to see Sound of Freedom. We need to all fix America. It is broken. He's not here, but says Hilsey. Okay. Well, make sure you tell him hi for me when you do talk to him. Yeah, Jonna. Sounds of Freedom was a phenomenal movie. Definitely go see it if you haven't yet. I just saw it just broke a bunch of records, didn't it? Hang on. Yeah, here it is. This was from last week. I'll share it with you guys. Hold on. Let me know if you guys can see that. You should be able to. Okay. Sounds of Freedom breaks major box office record. Angel Studios' surprise big screen success story continues to gain momentum across North America despite being mired in controversy and connections to... No, it's not. There's no connections to QAnon. The film has crossed the 100 million mark globally via Variety, marking its 16th highest grossing film of the year in North America, with a chance that it could pass heavy hitters like The Flash and Scream 6. Wow, what a disgrace for Disney and Marvel Studios. What a fucking bomb. According to a press release, Sound of Freedom distributed Angel Studios, controversial faith-based... Why is it a faith-based thriller? It's just a movie about... It's just an account of Tim Ballard and his lifetime achievement of saving children. Why is it faith? I don't understand why it's faith-based either. Okay, whatever. With the second weekend jump, the Saw movie ticket window came the first and only studio to achieve a 35%. So while we've been seeing Marvel movies do a 70% decrease every weekend, Sounds of Freedom was continuing to click up for 3 weekends in a row. Unbelievable. Good for them. Good for them. And look, I talked about this earlier. I do not think that AMC is in some kind of conspiracy not to show Sounds of Freedom. I think the fact that it made it onto the big screen and got onto so many screens was a great thing. It definitely piqued the awareness of some people who probably did not know that this was even happening. And by the way, go watch Operation Tucson if you haven't seen it yet on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I can't remember which one it's on, but the real true story about the child that was taken from Colorado down to Haiti that Tim Ballard started this whole mission on. It's fantastic. Oh, God. Hilsey says, haven't slept almost 36 hours. Need delayed flights. Good night, y'all. Hilsey, try to get some rest. Jesus Christ. 36 hours? My God. Good night, Hilsey. Jenna says, QAnon is the left's way of saying cooties. Right, Jenna. Yes. That was a good way to describe it. It is. It is. It is. If you're talking about wanting to save children from trafficking, it's a conspiracy. No, we just need to make sure it's happening. And apparently the United States is the biggest consumer of child porn in the world. So that's an issue that needs to be dealt with immediately. No fucking around with that. Like, that's just not, it's not a political issue we're talking about. We're talking about the future of the country is our children, the next generation. They need to be protected at all costs, no matter what. Danny says, Matt saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles today with my son. It was definitely different than other movies. Had the new Miles Morales Spider-Man cartoon vibes. We enjoyed it. Good. That's all I care about. Just make good movies, please. Obviously, I'm not going to go see TMNT. When I was growing up, Ninja Turtles were a big thing, but I wouldn't obviously see them now. But Danny's got little kids. He's going to see it, obviously. I'm still waiting to go see Oppenheimer. Hopefully, I'm going to go see it this weekend. Everybody says you need to see it in IMAX, though. So, Danny says, Sounds of Freedom was great. Kev Cut says DRE. Mike says, I was just watching Cocaine Sharks to Carl J. So what is that? That is a real thing that they're dumping cocaine in such big amounts, like off the, what is it? Off of the Bahamas? And the sharks are getting into the cocaine bales? I thought Cocaine Bear would be like the epitome of animals and stimulants in Hollywood, but Cocaine Sharks might be a bigger draw. Danny says, Mass TMNT isn't going to break box office records. Want to see Oppenheimer next? Screw Barbie. I'm not doing Barbie. I will go see Oppenheimer. Andrew said it was incredible. It will win multiple awards. It's just one of those movies, huh, Andrew? Yeah. Kind of like it already has probably some of these awards already locked up. It's just that good. Honey Horse says, Honey Horse, how you doing tonight? Says, you see the interview from that high-level guy from Raytheon? So, Honey Horse, I finally watched some of the congressional testimony from Grouch and those guys about the UFOs. I don't know what the hell to think of that. I really don't. And, you know, this is we talk about the market here and geopolitics, all those things. Alien conspiracy theories, I really don't want to get into that. It is on the mainstream news now. I mean, they're talking about it. I just don't understand. Dennis says, I can't wait to see cocaine Bidens. Cocaine bears, cocaine sharks, cocaine Bidens. Oh, man. Hannah says the numbers are insane. They sell children many times a day. Look at the traffickers and pedos. Jenna, you know, RFK was on, and look, we're not talking about politics right now, but RFK was on Jimmy last night live, and he was talking about when he went down the border, and them talking about how many children have gone missing, how many children were sent unaccompanied to the border or as payment for others to cross. People were actually using their children as payment for themselves to be able to get over the border. And I think it was 40,000 children unaccompanied to come over and somehow vanished from the border since entering the country. That's a scary amount of little kids in a really big country with no way of keeping tabs on them. It's a disgrace what's been done at the southern border. And it will be looked back at history as one of the biggest probable mistakes any Western country has ever made. 7 to 8 million undocumented people come into this country, and you know, God bless all their hearts. I'm sure they're all really struggling and having a tough time wherever they're coming from, but we have no idea who these people are. They are taking up, and right now they are using resources that should be devoted to Americans who are already struggling while inflation is on the rise, and they're jacking up interest rates and everything else is going on. I just came across the goddamn country. I can tell you for a fact there are migrants all over the place in every fucking major hotel, every bus station, every train station, every airport. They're all over the place. From the border all the way to the Canadian steppe. There are migrants everywhere. All right. George says, Danny, I'm in in New York City, seeing them every night. Oh, shit. I just lost audio. Hang on. Sorry about that. Yeah, man, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. When you let 7 million people into your country undocumented, they got to go somewhere. And they are in every municipality, every public building you can imagine, from Boston to Seattle. I don't know why that just made me so mad. But knowing that there's things that could have been done to prevent this from happening in the first place really bothers me now, looking back at it, right? Danielle says, Mass, Boston with a good win tonight. They need everyone. Thanks for taking my mind off the border. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, we need everyone we can get, for sure. Jenna says, I like any political figure who goes against the establishment. That's how you win my vote if it mattered. Jenna, if I run for Congress next year, would you can you run my campaign for me? We'll run on transparency in the market, and we'll find some other good things, right? Put an end to child trafficking. We can find some good things to run on. Carl says Rami is a great actor. Mike says, and criminals, stay ready, folks. 1796 Patriots has Martha's Vineyard, too. If that doesn't say everything you need to know about the Democrats, right? 1796 Patriot. I mean, what are we talking about here? Andrew says Oppenheimer cast is amazing. Rami was better for 20 minutes in Oppenheimer than he was in Bohemian, and he won the Oscar for that. Really? All right, good. Yeah, I never thought, Andrew, for a second it wasn't gonna be a good movie. I always assumed it would be good, knowing it's Nolan and the subject matter, right? You got to really be an idiot to be able to fuck up the creation of the atomic bomb, put into film hours, and not get people interested. You guys are funny in the chat, man. I see you talking. Lucy says Illinois is making so in Massachusetts now, starting on July 1st, if you are an illegal alien, you can get a license in the state of Massachusetts. So you can drive to and from a job and work. Look, if you let 8 million people in this country, you have to allow them to work. What the fuck else are they going to do when they get here, people? Hello? So for everyone who 2 years ago was sitting around saying Trump is evil with the wall and blah, blah, blah. Have you looked around the country lately? Do you understand now what he was trying to get? What he was trying to get done? Whether it would have worked or not. The fact that Mayorkas refused to put up parts of the wall that had already been paid for with American tax dollars that were sitting there on the ground rotting because he didn't want to have Trump's stench on it. Well, now the stench is in every fucking U.S. city all over the country. That stench is downtown and inside some of the fanciest hotels and inside of our school buildings and in our public parks, Mayorkas. So thanks a lot. Because you didn't want stench, you piece of shit. Al says, right. Jenna says, I'll run your campaign. All right, Jen, I'm going to hold you to that. If I have to fucking run for Congress to get some transparency in the marketplace, I'll do it. I don't care. I'll find a district where I can win, where they'll just take anyone off the street and vote for them. And that's it, right? No, Andrew, I didn't. I wish I could have. I didn't. Devil May Rage says, good, tell it like it is. John says, go Mass. Believe me, I it's not fun talking about negative stuff. You know, I'd rather be talking about AMC going skyrocketing right now, right? But reality is reality. This is what we're dealing with on a daily basis. Honey Horse says, yeah, I'm all about immigration, but not illegally. Seems like Democrats are promoting to enter illegally. Yeah, Honey Horse, that's what it seems like, right? And we warned about this. We said, you know, you gotta be able to control your border. It's a fundamental aspect of having a country, that you have borders that people respect. AMC Ape says, don't become corrupted by the corrupt. Yeah, I'm all about immigration. I want people to be able to have opportunity to come to a country that's, unfortunately, I know it's systematically racist, but somehow you can come here and flourish, some of you, in this miraculously systematically racist place. They're beating down the doors to get in. I want to be the first one to Face racism. I mean, what other country in the world do you see them beating down the doors to get in? There are none. There are none, because this is the only one. There's a reason for that. Because you actually have a shot here if you put in the hard work and effort to make something of yourself. Andrew says, hey, Whitey, nice hat. Bet you get Mike says, I can't wait until we start covering Trump into Mount Rushmore. I'll tell you, Mike, a lot of people as I was coming across the country, Indian American, African American, white American, you name it, Asian American. I heard the same thing from everyone. Term limits, and we need Trump back in the White House. I'm just saying. Not my words. Those were the words of 9 out of 10 people I came across over the last 3.5 weeks on the road. In the most random situations, in the most crazy times, everyone had the same answers. We're not as divided as the news would have you believe. Trust me. Trust me. All we need to do is continue to organize and these things in the forefront and keep fighting. That's it. That's it. That's all we're going to do. Whatever form that takes on as this thing develops, I'll be here with you guys. Diaz says, don't blame. Diaz, what's going on, babe? Don't blame the migrants. Blame our pop. Yeah, I'm not blaming the migrants. They're being told to come here. It's not their fault. They're looking for a fucking opportunity. Diaz, if it was me or you, of course, this is on both sides of the aisle. Both sides of the aisle are to blame on this, right? If it were me or you and we had this opportunity, we would jump on it. We lived in Uzbekistan, and it's really easy to get in the U.S. right now. If you just go to the southern border, we would hop on that chance. So, yeah, don't take it out on the migrants. And live in a city right now, and I know because I just came across the country, they're all over this country. If you live in a country right now where you're seeing a mass, immigration of migrants, please don't take it out on them because they are being misled by the misleader. It is not their fault, right? Thank you, Diaz, for to say that. Make sure I definitely say that. Please do not take it out on the migrants. Looking for a better opportunity, and they've been led to believe that if they come here, all their problems will be solved. Well, guess what? You need to have IDs, and the state governments can now start making legislation so that you can't get a job here. And now, so what are you supposed to do now? Because the government's not helping you, and you can't do anything legally. So what are you supposed to do? I understand, and I have empathy for these people, right? I don't blame them. But thanks, DS, for saying that. Because I want to make sure people aren't taking it out on the migrants. It's not their fault. Definitely not. Yeah, I would hope people would just do it legally, not illegally, right? Generic White Mexican says, do any of you gentlemen practice semen retention? Not if I can help it. Generic White Mexican. I try to get that poison out of me as often as possible. Poison. Jenna says there are a few plans for immigration by the World Immigration, can't remember the actual term, but one plan is 1 billion more people to America. It's got to be a big ghetto. So there was a theory that was posed back in the late 60s, Jenna. I can't remember what it was called, but it was something about overwhelming a way of bringing down a country from within is overwhelming its charitable systems, its welfare systems. It load a welfare system cause it to collapse under its own weight. And there's been some theory behind that's what this is trying to do. This whole thing is about punishing the West. Let's not forget. Like, And I'm so sick and tired of thinking about the West and how guilty we are and how bad white people. I am so fucking tired of hearing that shit. Like, first of all, I'm red. I consider myself red, right? I mean, if you looked at me or not, you said that dude, that's a red dude. So I'm red, first and foremost. But I am so sick of hearing that fucking shit in the news. I really am. I'm so tired of it because it's just the biggest. It's the biggest lie. It's the biggest lie. It's the biggest lie. People are beating down the doors to get into this country. People really believe that they would not come here. They would not be coming here in droves by the tens of millions. George says, "You have to see him release only on the weekends." Right on, George. Generic White Mexican says, "Try steam retention for 1 month, my man. Experience the changes." All right. I don't know if I want to get down with that. GWM. But yeah, overwhelming the welfare system of a country is a good way to bankrupt it from inside. I don't know that that's actually what's going on, but Andrew says next big movie will be Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, I saw the preview for that, Andrew. Looks good, right? I saw. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna run out for 2 minutes. So Devil May Cry. You know that they're shutting down that the grid is shut down sometimes 10 hours a day in South Africa right now, right? As BRICS is making the gold-backed dollar, South Africa is literally not functioning for half of its daytime hours. The entire country is shut down. I don't know who's gonna. This whole thing with the BRICS-backed gold-backed dollar. I don't know. Why would anyone trust a government that can't keep its power on for half the day to the entire country? I don't know if I want to take currency from a country like that. That gives me zero faith in that currency. What are they backing? Like, I understand, okay, the South African government is behind it, but they can't even keep the fucking lights in South Africa. So why am I going to take a South African dollar? Why? What country is going to be jumping and standing in line to try to take money from a country that can't keep its power on? Andrew says, Killers of the Flower Moon received a 30-minute applause at Cannes. People said it absolutely incredible. McMurky says, boy. Should we watch the trailer real quick? Killers of the Flower Moon? What's it about? I just saw it, Andrew, the other day. Just the trailer. All right, we're probably gonna get demonetized. But let's do it. Should we do it? Let's do it. We're probably gonna get demonetized anyways. Janice says, yeah. Demonetized. All right, hang on.
The Osage took their name from Missouri and Osage rivers. Niukanska, children of the Middle Waters. Move, said the great white father. There are many, so many hungry wolves. wolves in this picture? Can you find the wolves in this picture?
Man, Scorsese is always nailing with these all-star casts, huh? I wonder. Some explain to me what time. Yeah, Andrew says Leo De Niro and Scorsese. And I said, what time period are we talking about here? Yeah, Stinking Rocket. I saw that. Yellow has 30,000 layoffs, huh? Hard Landing is ramping up. Oh, Andrew says it's an early trailer that I found. Oh, really, Andrew? Is it the other one? Oh, yeah, it looks like there's a new one from 4 weeks ago. Yeah, that's an old one, Andrew. Looks good, though. Generic White Max says monetization is definitely a choice, but demonetization can be forced just by saying COVID. Oops, I just got demonetized. Yeah, canceled hashtag. Oh, well, what are you going to do? 1920s, Andrew? Thank you. What are you going to do? Christian Princess says, can't sleep. I miss. Christian Princess, how you doing tonight? We were just watching a trailer for Killers of Our Moon, which is a new Scorsese movie that's coming out. Apparently about the Osage Indians. I don't know. Looks good, though. Definitely looks good. How Christian Princess? Are you up so late, girl? Rodwan, how you doing tonight? What's girl? Good to see you. 1796 Patriot says, not layoffs, jobs are gone. Right. Good point. Jobs, right? There's no work. Yeah, Christian Princess, we were just watching a little trailer talking about AMC and the Meet Kevin video they put out earlier. Talking smack about the company, but all stuff we already know, Christian Princess. He's not opening us up to any new information, right? Rodwan, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Been a while. I was worried about you too the other day. John, there was a couple names I was like, Ron, I wonder about how these people been. Good to see you here tonight. Nah, I bet it's gonna be a good movie, right? Yeah, so what is going on? Yellow, I saw that. Okay, here we go. Hang on. Let's pull it up. Get the facts. Doom, 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 doom. All right. Yellow Corp, 99-year-old trucking company that was once a dominant player in its field, halted operations Sunday and will lay off 8,000 of its workers. The unionized company has been in battle with the Teamsters Union, which represents about 22,000 drivers and dock workers at the company. Just a week ago, the union canceled a threat. In fact, it had been promoted by the company failing to contribute to its pension and health insurance plans. Union granted the company an extra month to make their payments, but by midweek last week, the company had stopped picking up freight from its customers, making deliveries only of freight already in the system, according to both the union and Satish Jindal, a trucking industry consultant. While the union agreed not to go on strike against Yellow, it could not reach an agreement on a new contract with the trucking company. Today's news is unfortunate. Yellow has historically proven it cannot manage itself despite billions of dollars in worker concessions and hundreds of millions in being from the federal government. This is a very sad day for workers in the American freight industry. Man, that's just not good. None of this. Ay, ay, ay. Heel 919 says, I run a trucking company. It's bad right now. Heel, when I came across the country, I would say half of my Uber drivers had their CDLs. And they were saying that they didn't have enough hauls or freight right now, or loads or pickups or anything to make ends meet. And they were supplementing their income with Uber. Yeah. What are we going to do, though, right? We just unfortunately have weak, feckless people in power right now. That's our biggest problem. Until we start rectifying that, I don't know how much is going to change. All right, guys. Any other questions or comments before I get off now? Because it is... Well, it's only 11 here, but in my head right now, it's more like 2. No, it's all good, 1796 Patriot. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. Because I'm like, man, that would be bad. That would be really bad. I'd rather hear, I mean, at least there's a possibility those truckers could come back, right? I'd rather know that. It's all good. Shit happens, man. I know it wasn't malicious. Al says housing prices are high, interest rates on loans. Where is the crash? You know, right? We've been hearing for months now, right? Says, thank you. So happy to catch us live. Travel safe. Jenna, love you. Have a good night. Thank you for coming by. Glad to see you. I was thinking about you the other day, so I'm glad you're still with us. Rocking girl. All right. Heel 919. Would you ever want to come on and talk about what's going on in the business right now? I wouldn't mind having a conversation with someone who knows exactly what is going on, right? Generic White Mexican says 2 a.m. here. Retain, my man. Good night. Much love. Hey, man. Much love. Alice says, sorry, I just got here. You okay? I'm good, Alice. I'm doing all right. We're just talking about all kinds of stuff. Craziness, Alice. But I'm good. Yes, I'm catching up with everybody. 1796 Patriot says, right, but I hate spreading misinformation. Not good. Yeah, but as long as you catch it. Look, the problem with the people who are out there spreading misinformation is they never want to come back and correct themselves, right? That's the biggest problem. I mean, putting it out in the first place is a problem. But if you can't understand later that you made a fucking mistake, like a lot of people did about a lot of things that called people right here on this very platform, on this very station, on this very live stream, that we were talking nonsense. We weren't. Christian Princess, I am in a UL, undisclosed location on the West Coast, but I am all the way in the West Coast right now. I just can't let you know where I am yet. About 48 hours. I'm waiting to hear back a couple of emails before I can just tell you guys where I am. But as soon as I can, I will. But I'm on the West Coast, all the way west, as far as you can go from Boston. Ray says, Mask got that vino in him. Fire. No, I'm going to try to wind down right now for the next 5 minutes. Raymond. Christian Princess, just know I'm doing something that you would approve of. That's all I'll say. I know you would be pulling for me if you knew what I was doing. You of all people. Jesse says, watch the interview on Sean Ryan tonight show with the guy who was there for Afghanistan pullout. It's a crazy interview. Sean Ryan's podcast, Jesse, from his YouTube show. Lucy says San Francisco. Lucy, what do you got? GPS on me? You got a what is it called? An Apple tag on me? Sean Ryan just had one of those Marines on. I'd like to hear that account of what happened in Afghanistan on that pullout. Sinking Rocket says Yellow CEO blames Teamsters for negotiating with UPS and putting Yellow on a back burner, and it was too late. Ugh. You know. Yeah, I know. Oh, with the ups, not UPS. With the ups. Gotcha. Yeah, you do rock, Jano. Christian Princess, I would never let you down. You know that. I'm always working for the Lord. You know me. I tell you, when I first started this road trip a couple weeks ago, and I saw Sounds of Freedom, that line stuck with me this whole time. Alice says, but are you safe? You are precious cargo. Remember, I am very safe, Alice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I am very safe. Yes. Yes. I'm in good hands. I finally got to the destination I was trying to get to. I have a little more filming I want to do. I was saying, Alice, I'm going to try to drop a teaser tomorrow for just to kind of give you an idea of what the documentary is going to be about. Hopefully it'll be out later tomorrow. Hopefully. I'll probably work on it a little bit later tonight. 1796 Patriot says, thank you, Mass. Have a great night and stay safe. 1796 Patriot, love you, man. Have a good night. You too. Mike, good night. Thanks, man. Generic White Mexican says Sean Ryan's show is legit. Yeah, I enjoyed all the podcasts I've ever seen of Sean Ryan. He does a great job interviewing people. He's actually a really good interviewer, I think. Jesse says, yes, late interview with injured Army vet who was there for the retreat and pull out. It's fucking insane. All right, man, I'm definitely going to watch it. Thank you guys for the heads up. Appreciate that. George says, read my comment above. Hang on, George. 24 the money says, Apollo will take over well. Hang on. 24 the money. How you doing tonight, man? He says, Apollo will take over Yellow and start with no union. These private equity guys always have an angle. Yeah, right. 24 the money. Yeah, this is about getting around all that, right? Always have an angle. Good point, man. Good point. George, where's your comment? In Madam Secretary, made in 2015, prediction about the war between Ukraine and Russia. Even last name of the... What's Madam Secretary, George? Is that a... Madam Secretary? That's a TV show, right? Lucy says you should go check out the X Twitter building. They had to take down the big... Yeah, what's up, Lucy? Jesse says it'll make you realize how incompetent the government handled it. Got it. Really, George? I didn't know that. Okay, I remember the show, Madam Secretary, with Tia Leone, right? Wasn't that a show like Tia Leone? (2015) Russia, Ukraine with Zelensky. And when did the Maidan coup happen? 2014, right? With Victoria Nuland. So is this coming directly from the fucking CIA? Al, have a good night, man. So you have to wonder, right? Is this coming directly from the CIA, these episodes? The president's last name was Zelensky? You gotta be kidding me. You can't make this shit up. Can you, George? Thank you, my friend, for passing that on to me. I will definitely look that up. 2015, Madam Secretary, Tia Leone. I remember the show well. Thanks, George. Appreciate you, brother. And I bet you probably emailed me this. And I just haven't looked yet. I bet there's probably an email inbox waiting about this. Love you, man. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go look at some of this stuff right now. Hey, I'm gonna go work on this trailer a little more. Hopefully, or I'm not gonna call it a trailer. I'm gonna call it a teaser. It'll be out by tomorrow. All right, guys, we're rolling up on an hour and a half. I think we discussed everything we wanted to discuss tonight. We got the main Kevin stuff out of the way. I kind of told you guys where I am, but I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm good. And everything's looking good. I'm going to be here for a little bit. So we're going to be in contact. You'll see me in this camera angle for at least the next couple of weeks. And thank you to everyone who came by tonight to hang out with me. Thank you, everyone who came by earlier for the audio-visual check. I love you guys very much. And thanks to everyone who checked in on me. All the well wishes, the super chats, my mods, all my OGs, my new people tonight. Tonight was a good live stream. It was short, but we got what we need to accomplish, I think. All right? And I will be with you guys tomorrow. Much love to all of you guys. Have a great night. Sleep well. Pre-markets in a couple hours. And God bless everyone. Thank you, guys. Night.